My family relentlessly stole my seat, so I brought my own. My brother-in-law raged and smashed it, igniting a wild family feud, plus 2 updates. Hello, this is my first post on here. Apologies for any format issues. For as long as I can remember in my family, almost any time I got up from my seat, someone would take it, either to be funny or to claim it as if no one was using it. As a teenager, it literally got to the point where I bought my own folding chair so I could pick it up and carry it with me. If I left it where it was, someone would take it, then get mad when I wanted it back. As an example, on a holiday last year, I got up from my chair for a moment to help with something and came back to find a kid in it. Then, the family berated me for wanting them to move. I always tell them that when a man owns and brings his own chair, he expects to be able to use it. I own a very nice folding chair that is comfortable and easily portable. I pretty much bring it to any family events because people are always scrambling for chairs. Well, the other day, I went to a birthday party for my nephew. As always, I brought my own chair. At some point, I had to use the bathroom. When I came back, my chair was gone. Everyone acted like they did not know where it was. I said they had 1 minute to return it, or I was leaving. They laughed at first, but then realized I was serious as I started going for the door. Everybody told me to just calm down, saying it was just a joke. I said I do not care if they think I am a stick in the mud. I would not be bringing my own chair all the time if other people were not always taking my seat when I got up. I do not think it is funny, I never did. My brother-in-law then pulled the chair out of where he had hidden it, and when I got it back, one of the legs was bent. I said it was not like this before and asked how he could possibly have done this to a metal chair. He said he could fix it and tried to unbend it, but only made it worse. The chair is pretty much unusable now because the leg is warped, and I do not want to risk putting weight on it. I told my brother-in-law he owes me $50 for the chair because that is what I paid for it new 2 years ago. He got mad and kept saying it was just a stupid chair. I said it was my stupid chair, and this would not have happened if he was not so immature that he and everyone else had to mess with me for years about where I sit. Then, I took my now messed up chair and walked out. My family has been blowing my phone up, saying that it is just a chair and to let it go. But I still want my brother-in-law to pay me back for it. So, would I be the asshole? Update. Last night, I sent a mass text out to my family, stating that I will not be going to any family function, no matter how important it is, until they make this right by promising not to mess with me anymore and repay me for the chair. They have mostly gone quiet now, but I can wait. I have all the time in the world for them to realize I am serious. Update. I was not going to come back here again. To be honest, I had completely forgotten I made this account. I only got back in because I had written down the password and left it in my desk. I was listening to Reddit videos on YouTube a couple of weeks ago when I suddenly heard my old, "Am I the asshole?" post, so I thought I would give an update. Well, things escalated a lot after I made that post, because I linked it to my parents and other family members after a little while. They were furious with me at first. Some even mocked me, saying things like, "Oh, watch what you say or do around the original poster. He might just post about it on Reddit." But when they actually read the comments on my post, they became mortified. My brother-in-law did agree to pay for a new chair and gave me the money I asked for. I bought a better folding chair than my last one and resumed going to family functions. But whenever I was there was this air about some of the family members. They looked at me like I had sucked all the fun out of the room. My parents had stopped thinking the chair thing was funny and even scolded a kid for taking my seat when I got up to use the bathroom. The only problem is that this kid was my nephew, and he started crying when they made him get up. My brother-in-law came to the boys' rescue, and my nephew ended up blurting out that his daddy told him he could do it. When I was out of the bathroom, there was a big fight about it going on. Several family members, including my sister and brother-in-law, were all yelling that it was just a darn chair, and I should not be so butthurt about it. My parents demanded to know why they were so butthurt about not being allowed to mess with me anymore. Like, what was their motivation after doing it for so long? It made no sense and was not funny anymore. That is when I intervened. I told them none of this crap would have ever happened if they had not been so intent on messing with me when there really was no point to it. I only started bringing my own chair because I could never find a stable place to sit. I said that if they still thought they were in the right about the situation, then they were just bullies, plain and simple. I asked what kind of example that was to be setting for their son. My brother-in-law raged, grabbed my new chair, and hurled it through the living room bay window. There was a bit of a pause before he realized what he had just done. Then he took off in his car and left my sister and nephew there. My parents got my sister to call him, and over the phone, they threatened to go to the police if he did not pay for the damages. My brother-in-law yelled a few expletives until my sister took the phone back. She said that he could either make things right or she would divorce him. Well, that did the trick because he came back looking like a kicked puppy with his head hanging low. He apologized to me and my parents without even looking at us, said he would pay for the new bay window, and left again. My sister said he drank himself to sleep that night. My new chair was just fine. It took being hurled through a bay window like a champ. There was hardly a scratch on it. My brother-in-law hired a window company to come and replace the window. They had to measure and order a new one before it could be installed, and until then, the window had to be covered with plywood. It took some time, but they got the new bay window, and it is better than the old one, though I imagine that it was extra expensive because it is a bay window. The family was still divided about the situation for a while. Mainly my brother-in-law's parents, my uncle, and a couple of cousins. They blamed me and called me obnoxious over insisting on bringing my own chair and refusing to let anyone else use it. So, I compromised. I said that if I had a good, designated seat that no one would try to take away, I would leave my chair in my car. It took 2 more family barbecues before they finally agreed to this. Since then, I have left the chair in my car unless there really was not enough seating, and that has only happened once since. The problem is, though, that even though they stopped messing with me, they were still messing with each other until things went too far. They still liked to take each other's seats. But I guess others were following my example because they put their feet down and demanded it stop. It has been going on for decades, and they have had enough. My brother-in-law stayed out of the fight entirely and has not caused any more trouble. But for several family functions, a number of people did not bother to show up. My mother was broken up about it because she loves hosting parties. It took months, but everything more or less normalized again. But without the chair thing going on, some have resorted to other stupid pranks. Like a little device you hook to a chair that makes fart noises. They did not do this to my seat, but did it to a cousin. That cousin got really petty at the next party and let out real farts. He said he ate a whole pack of fiber bars and had eggs for breakfast, and it was darn nasty. Other pranks included hiding eating utensils, a stink bomb, hiding some sort of monster thing in the toilet, cellophane in a doorway, ripping paper when somebody bends over, messing with drinks. Hiding shoes, copying outfits, a container of foam packing peanuts above a doorway. And finally, the one that really infuriated my aunt and uncle when a party was held at their house, a glitter bomb. They got the carpet professionally cleaned and billed the person who made the glitter bomb for it. So now, pranks are just over. They do not want any more. I am fine with that. But the last few family functions have been a bit dull. I think they were so used to how things were that now they are trying to find other ways to amuse themselves that do not involve cell phones.